Have you ever wondered why some ancient texts seem to speak in riddles, wrapping their messages in layers of symbolism, while others come across as clear and direct? What if the answers to life's most profound questions were hidden in plain sight, veiled by centuries of silence and misinterpretation? Imagine for a moment that within the pages of sacred scriptures there exists a hidden blueprint, an unseen set of laws, guiding the very fabric of our reality. These laws are not meant to be easily understood, and yet they have silently shaped the destinies of civilizations, subtly steering the hearts and minds of humanity. They are the key to unlocking a deeper connection to the divine, to understanding the cosmic order, and perhaps even to understanding ourselves. In today's journey, we'll delve into one of the most profound and mysterious aspects of religious texts, the hidden laws that govern not only the spiritual realm, but the very fabric of existence itself. These laws, often overlooked, misinterpreted, or deliberately concealed, have remained a silent force waiting for the right moment to be uncovered. Have you ever noticed the recurring themes of balance, duality, and cosmic harmony in texts from the Bible, the Tao Te Ching, or the Bhagavad Gita? Could these be more than just poetic metaphors? Could they be revealing the fundamental laws of the universe, hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to awaken to their truth? In this video, we will explore how these ancient traditions have encoded the sacred laws of the cosmos within their sacred scriptures. We'll uncover the philosophies behind these laws, the mysterious symbols used to express them, and the deep, transformative truths they reveal about the nature of the universe and our place within it. So ask yourself, what if these hidden laws are not just a relic of the past but a living force, capable of reshaping our lives and guiding us toward enlightenment? What if, by understanding them, we could awaken dormant powers within ourselves? Join us as we embark on a journey to uncover the esoteric secrets buried in religious texts, unlocking the hidden laws that govern the universe, and perhaps in the process, unlock a new understanding of our own existence. Throughout the ages, religious texts have been the guiding force behind civilizations, providing a moral framework, a spiritual compass, and a window into the mysteries of existence. But what if there's more to these texts than just their surface teachings? What if, within their verses and parables, lies a hidden layer, one that speaks not just of faith and devotion, but of universal laws that govern everything, from the stars in the sky to the deepest recesses of the human soul? The concept of hidden laws isn't new. It appears across a multitude of ancient traditions, some of which date back thousands of years. The Vedas of India, the Bible of the Abrahamic faiths, the Taoist scriptures of China, and the Hermetic teachings of Egypt, each holds within it references to an invisible order, a set of cosmic principles that bind the universe together. Yet these laws have remained largely unspoken, shrouded in mystery and, for the most part, overlooked by mainstream interpretations. Why? The answer may lie in the very nature of these sacred texts. In many cases, their original purpose was not simply to be read or understood by the masses, but to be hidden within layers of symbolism and allegory, deliberately veiled, so that only those with the wisdom to seek could unravel their deeper meaning. These teachings were meant for initiates, those who were prepared to embrace the spiritual journey of self-discovery and transformation. Take, for example, the Hermetic texts, believed to have been written by Hermes Trismegistus, an ancient Egyptian sage who merged the wisdom of the Egyptians and the Greeks. In his famous work, The Emerald Tablet, he writes, "As above, so below, as within, so without." This statement has baffled scholars and mystics alike for centuries. On the surface, it seems like a simple maxim about the interconnectedness of the heavens and the earth. But in reality, it's an all-encompassing law, one that speaks to the very nature of reality itself. It suggests that the microcosm reflects the macrocosm, that the universe within us mirrors the universe outside of us, and vice versa. It's a hidden law that governs the very fabric of existence, one that, if understood, can transform the way we perceive and interact with the world. In many ways, these sacred texts were meant to be living documents, ones that would continue to unfold new truths as humanity's consciousness evolved. The problem, however, is that much of this deeper wisdom has been obscured or misunderstood over time. As religious institutions solidified their power, certain teachings were either hidden or distorted in favor of political and social control. For centuries, this ancient knowledge was locked away, waiting for the right moment to be rediscovered. We can see this throughout history. The ancient Gnostics, for example, understood that the Bible contained hidden knowledge about the divine order, but their views were deemed heretical by early church authorities, and their texts were suppressed or destroyed. Similarly, the Kabbalah, the mystical teachings of Judaism, was traditionally reserved for only the most advanced students, often concealed behind layers of cryptic symbolism. Even the teachings of Jesus, often misinterpreted, were filled with esoteric meanings that only those with the right understanding could access. Why would such powerful wisdom be kept hidden? Perhaps because the knowledge of these hidden laws has the potential to awaken a deeper spiritual awareness within us, one that transcends traditional religious boundaries and allows for direct personal experience with the divine. Perhaps because these laws, when understood, offer not only a way to connect with the cosmos, but also a way to change our reality. They provide a blueprint for personal transformation, for attaining mastery over the forces that govern the mind, body, and spirit. In the next section, we will begin to peel back the layers of these teachings and explore the core of these hidden laws. What do they reveal about the nature of our existence? How can they guide us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the universe? Now that we've uncovered some of the history and philosophy behind the hidden laws in religious texts, it's time to dive deeper into their core concepts. These laws are not abstract ideas or mere metaphors. They are powerful, timeless principles that govern the very essence of existence. Yet because they are so deeply woven into the fabric of reality, they often remain elusive, veiled in layers of symbolism. To truly understand these laws, we must approach them not just with intellect but with an open heart and mind, ready to receive the wisdom they offer. One of the most profound hidden laws found across nearly all religious traditions is the law of correspondence, embodied in the E2E Hermetic maxim, as above so below, as within so without. This law suggests that the universe operates in a state of perfect harmony and reflection. It tells us that the macrocosm, the universe, mirrors the microcosm, the individual, and that our inner world reflects the outer world around us. At first glance, this may sound like poetic language, but the implications are far-reaching. If the outer world mirrors our inner world, then every thought, feeling, and belief we hold affects the world we experience. This law invites us to look inward and examine our internal states, our emotions, our thoughts, our consciousness, and understand that they are not isolated. They shape the very world we live in. For example, in the Bible, the Gospel of Thomas, a Gnostic text, states, "When you make the two one, and when you make the inside like the outside and the outside like the inside, and the above like the below, and when you make the male and female one, so that the male is not male and the female is not female, then will you enter the kingdom." This cryptic passage points directly to the law of correspondence, highlighting the interconnectedness of all things. The kingdom referred to here is not a distant place, but an internal state of consciousness where we are fully aligned with the divine order of the universe. Another core law that emerges from religious texts is the law of rhythm, which can be found in the teachings of Taoism and is also echoed in the cycles described in the Bible. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu writes, "The Tao flows through all things and all things return to it." This suggests that everything in the universe, from the seasons to the cycles of human life, moves in a rhythmic pattern. Nothing stays static. Everything ebbs and flows, rises and falls. Understanding the rhythm of life allows us to flow with the natural order of the universe rather than resist it. The law of rhythm teaches us that life is cyclical, and it encourages us to embrace the ups and downs of our own personal journey. Just as the ocean's tides rise and fall, so too do our emotions, experiences, and fortunes. The key to mastery lies not in trying to control these rhythms, but in learning to move with them, to understand when to act and when to surrender. In the book of Ecclesiastes we read, "To everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven." This passage is a beautiful expression of the law of rhythm, reminding us that everything has its time and place in the grand cycle of life. The law of cause and effect is another fundamental principle embedded in religious texts. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, "You have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions." This speaks to the idea that every action we take sets into motion a chain of events, and the results, whether positive or negative, are the natural consequences of our choices. In essence, every action has a corresponding effect, and the universe operates according to this principle. In the Bible, we see a similar teaching in the book of Galatians. "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap." This law reminds us that nothing is random or without purpose. Our thoughts, words, and actions create ripples that shape our reality. Understanding the law of cause and effect empowers us to take responsibility for our lives and make conscious choices, knowing that what we sow in the present will inevitably shape our future. Finally, the law of gender is another key law found across various traditions. In the Kabbalistic teachings of the Zohar, gender is understood not just as a physical characteristic, but as a fundamental force that permeates all of creation. The masculine and feminine energies are seen as complementary forces that work together to create balance and harmony in the universe. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks of these energies when he says, "I am the Self, O Gudakesha, seated in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings." The law of gender teaches us that the universe itself is born from the interplay between these masculine and feminine forces, whether manifesting in the literal creation of life or in the internal dynamics of our own consciousness. In our own lives, embracing both our masculine, active, logical, analytical, and feminine, receptive, intuitive, nurturing aspects allows us to live in greater harmony with the world and ourselves. Having explored some of the foundational hidden laws in religious texts, let's now dig deeper into their complexities. The deeper we go, the more these ancient teachings reveal their multi-layered wisdom, often challenging our assumptions and offering new ways of understanding the world, ourselves, and the divine. To truly grasp the depth of these laws, we must move beyond surface-level interpretations and consider the nuances, contradictions, and paradoxes that lie within them. One such paradox is the law of polarity, which suggests that everything in the universe has an opposite, light and dark, hot and cold, male and female. This law teaches that duality is not a flaw in the design of the universe, but an essential feature. Without opposites, there could be no balance, no movement, no change. In the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu writes, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." This paradoxical statement points to the limits of human understanding and the inherent duality between the known and the unknown. The law of polarity teaches us that opposites are not to be feared or avoided, but embraced as part of the whole. In the Bible, we see this principle reflected in the story of creation, where God separates light from darkness and sees that it is good. This duality is not a sign of chaos, but of cosmic order, the dance between light and dark that sustains the universe. The law of polarity also has practical implications for us in our daily lives. It reminds us that every challenge we face is balanced by an opportunity for growth. Just as winter gives way to spring, periods of hardship and suffering often precede breakthroughs and enlightenment. By embracing the polarities within our lives, whether it's joy and sorrow, success and failure, or inner peace and external chaos, we can find harmony in the midst of life's inevitable fluctuations. Another fascinating and often misunderstood law is the law of vibration. In the ancient Hermetic teachings it is said, "Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates." This law asserts that everything in the universe, whether solid matter or ethereal energy, is in constant motion. In fact, at the most fundamental level, all matter is simply energy vibrating at different frequencies. In the Bible, this concept is echoed in the words, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." John 1:1. The Word in this context is often interpreted as the creative force of the universe, the divine vibration that brought everything into existence. What is fascinating about this idea is that it aligns perfectly with modern scientific discoveries in quantum physics, where it is understood that at the smallest level everything is made up of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Understanding the law of vibration allows us to realize that our thoughts, emotions, and intentions have a direct impact on the world around us. When we change our internal vibration, whether by shifting our mindset, cultivating higher emotions, or practicing meditation, we are directly influencing the external reality we experience. This law is a call to become conscious of the energetic state we are emitting into the world and to align ourselves with the higher frequencies of love, peace, and harmony. As we continue to explore these hidden laws, it's important to remember that they are not abstract concepts, but practical tools for transformation. The truth within them is not just theoretical. It has the power to change our lives in real, tangible ways. One law that stands out for its profound impact on human consciousness is the law of mentalism, which is famously stated in the first principle of Hermeticism, "The all is mind." This law teaches us that the universe itself is a mental construct, created by the mind of the divine. In essence, the entire cosmos is an expression of thought, and everything that exists is shaped by the mind. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna echoes this sentiment when he says, "I am the Self, O Gudakesha, seated in the hearts of all creatures. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings." The law of mentalism invites us to reconsider the nature of reality. What if everything we perceive as solid and material is in fact a projection of consciousness? This principle aligns closely with quantum physics, where reality is seen not as a fixed, objective world, but as something shaped by our perception and observation. It reminds us that our thoughts are powerful, capable of influencing not only our perception of the world, but the world itself. In practical terms, the law of mentalism empowers us to take responsibility for our mental state. If we understand that our minds shape our reality, we can begin to consciously craft the experiences we want to manifest. Whether through affirmations, visualization, or meditation, we can direct our thoughts to align with our highest desires, knowing that we are actively participating in the creation of our own lives. Finally, the law of divine oneness, which is present in almost every spiritual tradition, teaches that everything in the universe is interconnected. In the Bible, we are told that God is in all things, and in him we live and move and have our being. Acts 17:28. This law reveals that there is no true separation between us and the universe, us and the divine, or us and one another. Everything is part of a single, unified whole. This law encourages us to view the world with a deep sense of interconnectedness. When we harm others, we harm ourselves. When we help others, we help ourselves. The law of divine oneness calls us to recognize the unity of all things and live in harmony with that understanding. By embracing this law, we transcend the illusion of separation and move toward a deeper experience of love, compassion, and unity. Now that we've unraveled the hidden laws that govern the universe, it's time to explore how we can apply this esoteric knowledge to our everyday lives. The teachings we've uncovered are not meant to remain abstract concepts or dusty relics of ancient wisdom. They are powerful tools, ready to be used in our modern world to bring about profound transformation. The first step in applying these hidden laws is cultivating awareness. Understanding the law of correspondence, for example, challenges us to examine our inner world and its effect on our outer reality. If everything in the universe mirrors our internal state, then the question we must ask ourselves is, what are we projecting into the world? What thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are shaping our experiences? One practical method to engage with this law is through mindfulness and self-reflection. By taking time each day to sit in silence, meditate, and observe our thoughts without judgment, we begin to identify the patterns in our inner world. Are we holding on to negative beliefs about ourselves? Are we allowing fear, anger, or doubt to shape our perception of the world? Once we become aware of these inner patterns, we can begin to change them. For example, if we notice that we often think, "I'm not good enough," or "the world is against me," we can consciously shift these thoughts to more empowering beliefs. Repeating affirmations such as "I am worthy" or "I am connected to the abundance of the universe" can gradually alter our vibration and, in turn, our external reality. This is the practical application of the law of correspondence, changing the inner world to reflect a more positive, harmonious experience in the outer world. Similarly, the law of rhythm teaches us that everything is cyclical and that we must learn to move with the natural rhythms of life. One powerful way to align with this law is to become aware of the cycles in our own lives. Are there periods of great energy and productivity, followed by times of rest and reflection? Do we resist the natural ebb and flow of our emotions or experiences? By learning to recognize and honor these rhythms, we can avoid burnout and frustration. For example, if we are in a period of inner stillness or low energy, instead of pushing ourselves to be constantly active, we can honor that time for rest, introspection, and renewal. Embracing the law of rhythm in this way allows us to live more in tune with the natural flow of life, reducing stress and increasing overall well-being. The law of cause and effect, another powerful principle, encourages us to take responsibility for our actions. The key to this law is understanding that everything we do, whether it's a small kindness or a negative thought, has consequences. Therefore, one of the most practical ways to engage with this law is by becoming more mindful of our choices. We can ask ourselves, what seeds are we planting in the world today? Are we sowing seeds of love, compassion, and understanding? Or are we sowing seeds of anger, bitterness, or indifference? In every interaction, we have the opportunity to create positive change. By cultivating conscious, loving actions, we can create a ripple effect that not only transforms our own lives, but the lives of those around us. One particularly effective way to work with the law of cause and effect is through ritual. In many traditions, ritual is used to consciously set intentions and create positive outcomes. You might choose to perform a simple daily ritual, such as lighting a candle with the intention of bringing light and clarity into your day, or engaging in a symbolic act of forgiveness to release any lingering negativity. These rituals act as powerful catalysts for change, helping us align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our desired outcomes. The law of mentalism, which reveals that the universe is a creation of the mind, is one of the most transformative principles. If everything begins as thought, then our thoughts are incredibly powerful. The most practical way to engage with this law is through the practice of visualization. Visualization involves creating a vivid mental image of the desired outcome, engaging all your senses to make the vision feel real. Imagine yourself achieving your goals, experiencing success, and living the life you desire. As you visualize, feel the emotions associated with this success, whether it's joy, peace, or fulfillment. This process not only focuses the mind on a positive outcome, but it also begins to shift your energy to match that desired reality. One additional tool to work with the law of mentalism is journaling. Writing down your thoughts, dreams, and goals helps to clarify your intentions and bring them into conscious awareness. As you record your desires, do so with gratitude and certainty, knowing that your thoughts are actively shaping your experience. Finally, the law of divine oneness teaches us that all things are connected. One of the simplest and most profound ways to apply this law is through acts of compassion and service. When we recognize that every person, every creature, and every aspect of nature is interconnected, it becomes impossible to harm another without harming ourselves. Start by practicing kindness, both to others and to yourself. Engage in random acts of kindness, whether it's helping a stranger, offering a word of encouragement, or giving back to your community. As we align ourselves with the law of divine oneness, we naturally begin to see the world through a lens of unity, realizing that by uplifting others, we uplift ourselves. The hidden laws we've explored in this video are not just ancient ideas. They are living, breathing principles that have the power to reshape our reality, if we allow them to. By understanding and applying these laws, we align ourselves with the natural order of the universe, bringing harmony, balance, and transformation into our lives. But here's the ultimate question. What will you do with this knowledge? How will you begin to apply these hidden laws in your own life? The answers lie within you, in the choices you make, the thoughts you cultivate, and the actions you take. As we journey deeper into the mysteries of existence, remember that these hidden laws are not just a secret to be unlocked. They are a call to awaken, an invitation to step into a higher consciousness, to live in harmony with the universe, and to realize your own divine potential. Now I invite you to reflect. What hidden laws are quietly shaping your life? And how can you use them to unlock the secrets of the universe within yourself? If you found this journey intriguing, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue to explore the hidden mysteries together. Until next time, may you walk in the light of knowledge, and may the hidden laws guide you on your path to enlightenment.